Hello all and welcome back to High Ridge Farm with me, the Walrus. We've now into year 2 summer and we're in the first week still. We've still got a little bit of stuff to do. We've been organising and replanting the garden and the crops available at the moment. We've got a few of the red cabbages on the grow, which is always good. And we're just getting ready. Really, it's going to be a lot of stuff getting ready more than anything. So that was Monday and Tuesday out of the way. Now, one of the things that I would like to do in the next couple of days is I would like to go and visit the desert, as visiting Sandy does give you a selection of different crops that one can get, and I do need to get myself some beets, as I need the seeds to put in Mayor Lewis's fridge, which is one of the odd quests that's been given to me by what's his name? Mr. Key. And then we'll be on our way, essentially. Now, as part of that as well, I'm also hunting for as much coal as possible, because I need to smelt more copper and more iron, because then I can make more kegs. But again, my current issue is a lack of oak resin. And I'm trying to debate whether I plant a selection more of oak trees just to allow me to make more of them. But at the same time, I think it's every few days that you can get access to it. So maybe I can do it slowly but surely, but I would rather have more and fill this room the faster. Okay, so none of them are ready for harvest at the moment, so that's fine. And some more coal, lovely stuff. So that's going to be a couple more bits of copper. So I've got a reasonable amount of it. It's the iron I'm going to be running out of sooner rather than later, I think. But that's how that rolls anyway. Unfortunately, though, I also do need copper for other things like the crab pots. But hey-ho, that's how that... Oh, 2 purple mushrooms. Of course, we get 2 purple mushrooms now that I don't need the damn things. Ugh. So I will apologise for the length of time between this one and the most recent, the previous, is because I've been given a job title of the Quizmaster at our local pub, which has involved me writing a lot of themed quizzes. As such, I've written a selection of them, like my most recent one was a Fallout themed quiz, and it's quite exhausting going through all of the different source materials for different games and animated series and just general TV shows, and actually getting information to make the quiz kind of unique. I don't really want to just copy and paste it off of the internet sort of thing. That's not my jam. But that's what I've been, being paid to do so, and it is taking up a lot more of my time than I'd thought. However, now that I've managed to get myself ready for a little bit in advance, I should be okay to keep cracking ahead with these. So the joy is when real life gets in the way of something you enjoy doing. It's very annoying. But oh well. Right, so we've also got lots of wheat being grown at the moment, and part of that is because I do need more hay for the animals for later on in the year, and of course it's useful for making beer. Now, beer is quite a cheap good, really, in the grand scheme of things, considering it only costs 10 to grow some, but it's then 4 days of that, and then however long it takes in a keg, which I think is only about 2 days to make beer. Whether I'm correct on that, different question. But that's as far as I'm aware. It's not a long time, which is kind of nice. Now, let's have a quick look. I've got my row that I'm going to deposit as well. I've got the purple mushrooms, which I think I'm probably just going to sell because meh. But then it's what else do I want to put away? Okay, so I've got the rare seed for next season. So the rice I can't grow at the moment outdoors, but I think you can plant it in the plant pots. And if that is the case, well, I might as well grow it because there's nothing growing in them at the moment. So let's have a cactus in there. Let's have some corn because that stuff looks useful. Okay, so I can plant it in there. That's good. I think it will take a little bit longer to grow, however, because rice does take it increases its speed based on if it's near water, which that clearly isn't. But that's just how that works. It's one of those strange ones though, because I didn't realise it was a seed that I could purchase, or like I couldn't buy the shoots, or even acquire them. But it's just one that you find off of what's it called, enemies and slimes and stuff. And I know you can purchase it for what, about 200. Just didn't realise you could. Felt a bit stupid though. But yeah, you can only purchase them in year 2 onwards though. So I guess that's probably why I didn't really pay a huge amount of attention to it. But yeah, they are an interesting one because they are considered irrigated, which is nice. And it'd be nice if you could actually have like the hybridized rice and fish pond sort of amalgamation. So like have maybe a couple of strips of rice shoots being grown in a body of water that if you have like, you can have carp in it or something, and that'd be kind of cool, I think. Maybe. But yeah, that's just little weird things that you can tell I've had a lot of time to just and ah about random gaff. But that's how that goes. So let's get myself a go in here then. Now, one of the things, of course, that I'm aware of is still got lots of ground that I need to organise and redistribute. Because, of course, having the hilltop farm that I do, it does mean that it's a bit more scattered, should we say? Like it's not as easy, like flat out areas where you can easily grow stuff. The ground space in the High Ridge Farm or the Hilltop Farm is definitely not as good. I think that's probably the easiest way of putting it. But of course, the advantage is you've got the geode nodes. So, you know, it has its uses. I think one of the things that it has is that it's can't build on as much of the farm because of the layout of hills and weird. And the trouble is, I don't really want to build anything on the land that spawns the geodes. I don't even know if one can. But don't know. No idea. Anyway, yeah. So you've got all that big cliffs and the entire stream that does run through the whole farm. So it does cause some issues. It's one of the things that like maybe doing like a 4 corners farm would be quite nice. It's also quite a pretty looking farm, is the 4 corners. I know that's a multiplayer one, more specifically, so maybe. But at the same time, I've also not tried a wilderness one. I think part of it that put me off was the whole idea that you get lots of enemies, and that wasn't as big of a thing for me. But oh well. That's one of those. And then the same way, I've never done anything on the Riverland. I've only ever done on the Forest and Standard before this. And I think it's just because you have the respawning logs, which give you more hardwood in the Forest Farm. And I just like the way it looks. It kind of reminds me of The Legend of Zelda because of all the heavy foliage. The Ocarina of Time. Sorry, more specifically. What with all the new Zelda games coming out, you know, you tend to remember the games that you played as a child more than anything, don't you? And Ocarina of Time was my one. Now, I'm reorganising my inventory and getting some bombs ready so I can actually travel my way to the desert, because I would very much like to be able to get as far down in there as possible, because I want more iridium, because that is the useful stuff. And that's really the main jam here, is I want iridium so I can make more sprinklers and just do other general useful guff. But that's just a, you know, thing. Okay, so let's get going. Now, what other stuff am I going to be able to do? Well, I'm going to need to buy some seeds. That's kind of a thing, isn't it? I'm not entirely sure what else I'll be able to do. But we'll see. Admittedly, I wouldn't mind playing Stardew with other players. It's been a while since I've done that. Like, the multiplayer farms that I've had, like, with the friends I've got who do play it, it's very much we'll play it for a bit, and I very much enjoy it. I think that's kind of a given, right? But it does sort of wear on some of them. Like, they can't keep at it for as long as I can. And I think that might just be my general personality. But we'll see. Anyway, so we're going to have a look and see. I was going to purchase a bunch of these seeds, get myself ready, do all of that jazz. It's kind of what we need. But we've got more stuff to grow at the moment, which is going to be good, because having the beets, I'm going to be, yes, of course, I'm going to grow them in the greenhouse, because I've got no choice on that one. I can't really grow them anywhere else, can I? I'm going to get a little bit of wood whilst I'm here. It doesn't really hurt more than anything. And getting a couple of coconuts, I'm sure I could do worse. Okay, and some cactus fruit. Again, it's useful. Not like supremely useful, but it has its uses. Like, it's health, it's energy, and that's why I carry the salmon berries now, because they're not valuable, but I can wolf them down if needs be for health and energy. And yeah, they're iridium quality, so they do restore more than the average one. But we'll see. Okay. So, let's fight our way through this horrible mess. Oh, look at all that gold. Well, that means I should be able to make some more bombs if needs be. Let's see if I can splat that guy. There we go. Let's put that there, and bang. Lovely. So we've got some more solar essence, because I'm going to need some of that, as the essences and iridium are really what I'm after for the rings, more than anything. The iridium rings will be very handy, especially for gathering, and I kind of want to improve my general combat ability in Stardew, because I'm aware that although I've now got the Galaxy Sword, I haven't got that many of the upgraded and useful rings or other miscellanea that will make it a lot easier, because the enemies in Ginger Island do hit rather hard. I don't really want to get taken out by them. And of course, I'd like to get Ginger Island on the go, as that's kind of my next main thing once I've completed the bundles in the community centre. I'm looking forward very much to doing that, as it's been a little while since I've had a look at it, and it'll be good fun. But I also do need to sort of think about getting married as a character. Not so much in real life. That's beyond my capabilities at this point. That by finding someone who can put up with my nonsense. So, I'm just going to eat this salmon berry, restore a little bit of health and energy. Some more coal. Lovely. Not much, but hey, one is better than none. Right. Hopefully I find myself a hole that I can jump down, because being able to travel further down here is probably going to be for the better. Well, I'm also killing these serpents because I know I haven't killed that many of them as part of the challenges set by Gil. So that's kind of the main bit on that one, at least. So let's have a quick keep going. Anyway, fighting my way down through this cave system is going to be an absolute pain in the posterior, but I do need the ore, and that's really why I'm here. I also do need to get down to floor 100, I think. That shouldn't be too difficult to do. Maybe not today, because it's already 6 PM and I'm only on floor 5. Okay, so floor 11, that's a good start, but I'm going to need to probably make a bunch of staircases, I think, and just skip levels that I'm not sure it'll be. If there's a lot of opportunity to mine stuff, then that's good, like this floor, where I could just bomb everything. That's easy. But I guess it's if there's not many, then it'd be easy just to skip it and just go and get the hell out of there. So, we'll see. It can easily be done, though. And I'm just going to have to work my way through it, I guess. But I do need to get further down. And heck, having all the monsters around isn't the end of the world, but I would prefer it if I could get through with less. Oh, good grief, that's a bit scary. I probably should eat some of these. Yeah, I don't really want to go down here. That would be annoying more than anything. Although I don't really speak to Harvey much, do I? I don't really see him. I think that's the problem with some of the characters in this, is that you're not that likely to run into them as much as you are with other characters. Like, you're definitely likely to speak to Clint, because you're going to want to speak to the blacksmith to upgrade your gear. But at the same time, you're not going to really go out of your way to go and visit the doctor. Well, not as much, at least. I haven't, I will freely admit. I think, other than having the villagers having their checkups yearly, which, you know, of course they go and see the doctor, I haven't really bothered with anything like that. But, hey, that's just how that goes, at least, I guess. Anyway, right, so that's them flattened. Let's put a bomb here and run away over to this corner. Excellent, nice explosion. Oh, minus treat. I haven't seen that one for a while. It could be useful. I think that increases your magnetism, I believe. Well, let's just flatten some more mummies because they're there and they need flattening. Mostly with a sword. So that's exactly how this works. Splat. Bang. What can I get rid of? I don't need the sap. That's definitely one that I don't need. Don't really need the golden relic. I've already put that in the museum. And I've got a bit of jade there as well. Okay, so the minus 2, yeah, increases your mining and gives you better magnetism. Kind of cool. Well, do I want any... I don't want to get rid of anything, really, do I? That's the problem. Oh, fiddlesticks and bunkum. I'll get rid of the clay. I've got a fair bit of that already. It's only a building material, and I'm sure I can get more of it. It's not like it's as hard to obtain. Right, let's grab some coal. That's good, and we'll just go down. Right, so we're coming up to 10 past 8. So we've still got a little bit of time before we get in trouble. I'm just having a quick look at the inventory at the moment, just to see if there's anything I can get rid of or reorganize more than anything. Don't think so. Well, we'll have to go from there, won't we? Anyway, some more demolitions needed to be done. So that's some more rock. Lovely stuff. And let's just get down and out. Still got more to do, though. We can get further. Right. Some emerald. That's nice. And then some topaz, which I haven't got space for. Oh, I want the topaz more than some things. But honestly, I'm not sure what I'd get rid of. If anything, I think I might just keep what I've got. Ooh, more coal. Lovely stuff. No, they're going to say, oh dear, didn't mean to put a bomb there. Well, I found another way down. Not that I'm going to take it, but, you know, I found another way down. Oh, goodness, more of the dragon serpenty jobbery thingies. Go away. No, please, just leave me alone, you horrible monstrosities. Oh, goodness gracious me, there's some slimes. Lovely. Just die. Die. I'm such a kind and generous soul, aren't I? Just die. Oh, well. Oh, health's getting a little bit low again. I probably should heal. Let's eat some of those damn salmon berries. Okay, quick. One. Probably should need to eat probably about half a dozen of them. And then I should be okay. Excellent. There we go. Fantastic. That's fine now. I'll give that one a good slapping with the sword. Lovely. Okay, and there's some more coal again, so that'll be, again, very useful. Much smelt, such wow. Oh, a diamond. Okay, what do I want to get rid of, if anything? What would make the most sense to get rid of? I don't really want to get rid of the wood. Or the stone, but the stone's, yeah, screw it, let's just dump the stone. I've got loads of it anyway. I've got so much stone. It's absolutely absurd amounts of stone. Make some more bombs, though, because I can. Probably no harm in that. Get through some of that gold ore that I got early on. And, of course, getting rid of some of the essences. Although I do find it strange that mummies drop solar essence. I wouldn't really ever consider them a creature of light or radiance. But then again, I'm thinking in D&D sort of terms. That's the problem. I mean, they're undead, so therefore they are inherently not quite as good. But then again, I guess you do get some vaguely lawful undead. I'm thinking of mostly of Terry Pratchett's vampires, because there's one who's a photographer, and I very much enjoy the character of that one. I can't remember his name, but he has a little vial of blood that drops every time he takes a photo, and it shatters on the ground into his ashes, because every time he activates the flash on his camera, he dies. Well, he dies. He gets turned into a pile of ash and then has to be revived by a little bit of blood. So I do love the silliness of Pratchett. I think that's just kind of a given, though, isn't it? It's Terry Pratchett. It's going to be silly. It's going to be funny. And even the way that Death avoids being spotted is because he becomes just too real. People don't pay attention to him. And that's why wizards and witches can spot Death, because they focus on reality too much, which is quite interesting. I think that is the case. I might not be entirely right on my description there, but that's what I have gleaned from reading the books many years ago. Might have to read Mort again. That's one of my favourites of the Discworld series. That'd be quite fun to read again. I haven't sat down and read a book for quite a while, and I feel a little bit embarrassed that is the case. It's been one of those sorts of things where I've just not had the chance. As silly as that'll sound, I've been so busy with doing Life, the Universe, and everything the last few years. I haven't had a chance to just sit down and stick my nose in a book. It's only when I travel, when I fly. That's really the only time I tend to read. And it's mostly because I like to not use my mobile phone or any other electronic device when I'm flying. Partly because I grew up with very much the you don't sort of mentality. I mean, at the same time, I grew up and then I had to deal with the Y2K bug. So I'm kind of used to that. Not quite phobia of tech at points, but it's there occasionally. Oof, 11 levels. Okay, let's see if we can get it. Oh, that's annoying. Fine, we'll just go down then. Have that ruby. Is there anything else? But yeah, it's an odd one. I tend to read when I'm flying, and I think the last book I actually read was a children's story. I say a children's story. It's a young adult's story. It was very specifically because I read it in German, as I wanted to make sure I could understand it. And I definitely speak better German than I can read or write it. So I wanted to make sure I had that comprehension. Obviously, it must have looked a bit strange for a grown man sitting in an airport reading a book for, what, 13 to 15-year-olds. And it's been like, yep, I know I look odd. That's just my face. But that was just how that worked. It was interesting because, being that it's my book, I did one thing that I absolutely despise, and that's writing in books. I feel so naughty doing it. It sounds really stupid, I'm sure, but I feel wrong for writing in a book, and especially a novel. And because it was mine, I didn't worry as much, but at the same time, it still made me feel wrong, like I shouldn't be doing it, like I'm doing something really bad. But that was just that one, at least. Okay, let's put those two smelt in there. Put the solar and void essence away. But that's just how that rolls. I think that's if my best friend knew that I wrote in a book, I think she might stab me. She's a big literary nut, so if she does end up watching these videos, she's going to skin me alive for daring to suggest I haven't bothered to read a book. And especially since the last time I read a book was when I was flying out to see her, so she's going to be miffed. Right, okay, it's 2 a.m. and I've passed out in the kitchen because I'm an idiot. I've never done that in real life. Never passed out in my own kitchen. Thankfully. Right, okay. So that's going to affect the general energy level that I'm going to have for the next day, which is annoying, but I'll live. Okay, so let's water all this nonsense, but I haven't got the watering cans. I'm going to have to grab that from the chest outside and just deposit some gubbins here. Okay, so let's make some not caviar, pickled roe preserves. And let's see what's living off the land got for us today. Oh, talking about pigs. Well, it's nice that they've done a show all about Pam. She's not really that bad, but as a character, I dislike her. She's just very mean. Poor Penny. Right. Let's put the bait on the fishing hook as well. So we've got all this gubbins to redistribute. Now, I must have put it in this one. There we go. Right, so I don't need... Yep, there we go. Now, let's reorganize the inventory layout because I have my particulars way of wanting it. I don't know what I'm carrying this scythe, to be fair. Don't really need it right now. It's not really the be-all and end-all. Same with the copper pan. It's one of those things that I just don't use it very much. But then again, it's just finding good opportunities to use it. That's the issue. Okay, so there's the jellies and jams. What next? Well, we've got lots of things to water. I still need to go back indoors to do the last bit of watering. Thankfully, most things are covered by the sprinklers. It's just the odd ones where I planted in a stupid location. Probably not even a nice way. I nearly said the nicest way of suggesting it, but it is. I planted them in a stupid place. So, it's not quite we fell in love in a hopeless place. It's just the walrus plants things in a dumb-ass place because he's an idiot. But, yeah. Let's have a think. Ooh, what's that? Kyanite. Have I donated that one? No, I have. Oh, but pyrite I haven't. I'm shocked. That seems very strange. Okay. So, let's go and have a look-see. Some honey, so wild honey. Although I'll soon be able to have better honey because the lovely flowers will have grown. I think I've got them as blue jazz. I can't remember if they are the more valuable honeys. I can't remember. That's not good. I do need to find out. But we'll see. Okay. So... have a look and see. Ah, yes, we've got some more oak resin. That's lovely. So that'll allow me to be able to make some more kegs. So that's another 6, which is good stuff. And then, let's see. Some more wheat has grown, so that's good. So we're just going to harvest all of that. That'd be lovely. I think I'm going to have to quickly go back up and get a... what's the word? Some of the seeds. And plant those again. And then we'll be able to just harvest that up, and that'd be lovely. Now, let's grab the other bits. So we've got all this corn, so all the wheat, sorry. I don't know why I keep getting wheat and corn fuddled. I think it's just because they are both similarly stable crop items that have a similar sort of general usage. I think it's also partly because like my cousin's I think she's got gluten intolerance, so she can't have wheat bread, but she can have corn bread. I could be wrong. I just know that she does have corn breads quite frequently. Whether I'm aware, I'm not sure. Okay, so we're going to put some more of these in there. Oh, some fire quartz. I mean, that could be useful, I guess. And then, let us see. We'll need to reorganize my layouts. Stuff. So there's a 1 iridium bar. Such power. I'm so good. Hurrah. Okay. Let's see. So there's some spicy eels. I mean, it's nice that I've got as many quartz. I probably should start smelting those again into refined quartz. But the problem I've got is the limited coal. And I'd much rather have... what's it called? More of the metal bars than just the... what's it called? Refined quartz. My goodness, I'm having so many issues with the English language of late. It's quite hilarious. For somebody who sounds half as articulate as I am, I do manage to fail at life when it comes to speaking, which is not a good sign for a voice actor. But we'll see. Anyway. Righty, so we're going to put the extra kegs in here, and that will be nice. I'll have my nice distillery on the go. Now, what shall I put in there? Let's put some starfruit in, because pure profit, please, because that is what I'm after. I'm turning into mystic crabs, aren't I? Unfortunately, I'm not a very good impressionist, so I'm not even going to try. But, all the same, useful. Now, let's grab all these fish. Let's grab that. And then off we go. Ooh, I've forgotten to go and sort out the animals, haven't I? That would be helpful. Let's grab that. Let's grab that. What else have we got? Ooh, all the lovely cheese. Now, of course, I'm going to need the goat's cheese for Leah. And I think what I do need to do is set up a poll on YouTube. I'm not sure how one actually does that. To see if it's actually a decent ratio of like getting voting on who I should marry. The trouble is, there are some characters that I just don't like, and Maru is one of them. And unfortunately, it's partly because of her father. And yeah, Demetrius just strikes me as a generally awful person. Sometimes he just doesn't seem to appreciate Robin's love of her craft. And it seems strange that he's just not a supportive man of his wife's... what's the word? His wife's craft and her skills. It kind of sucks. But at the same time, I know full well that sometimes I may not have been as responsive to the skills of and hobbies and interests of my friends and family. But at the same time, I'm aware of the fact that I don't want to be a complete horrible person about it. I might not find it as interesting as they do, but I don't want to be rude about it. And as dismissive as this husband of hers seems to be. But unfortunately, it's then created a negative opinion I have of his daughter. Because it's very much the, well, I wouldn't want him to be my father-in-law. Good grief. He's just not nice. We'll see anyway. Okay, so I've got myself another dinosaur egg. So all the eggs are going to go into the fridge because that's for Gus for the giant omelette. So that's going to be lovely. And off we go, essentially. And once I've managed to deposit all the eggs, that'll be quite nice. Ah, good. Excellent. So we've spotted Mayor Lewis. That's good. I think that's going to be it, isn't it? Just finding all the people to give the gifts. I mean, that's just kind of a given, isn't it, though? You've just got to donate all the gifts to all the people. There we go. So I can't have that many more eggs to do. I think, what, another 2? If that. But either way, it's closer than I'd expect. So it looks like tomorrow is going to be when that happens. And after then I can start actually looking at processing the eggs properly into mayonnaise, or I can actually look at hatching some more creatures. And I'm wondering if just an entire coop of dinosaurs is feasible. But that's all the same on that one. Okay, so we're going to donate the pyrite to the museum. It's getting more and more full. Just a few more slots to go, I guess. Well, the sooner that gets finished, the better. And I think it is just the gemstones and other things. I wonder if there's a checklist I can actually have a look up on the stuff that I've donated to the museum or not. We'll see. That would be helpful if there is one. Now, I think clams are something I need for a couple of the cooking recipes. I think it's for the clam chowder. So that will be helpful, because I'll hold on to that rather than just... not quite ignoring them, but selling them, because I look at them and just go, oh yeah, it's a thing. There you go, there, have a cheese. There we go. And there's another clam. Excellent. Well, pair of clams. Lovely stuff. There we go. Right, so there's nothing else on the beach, so we can ride on back to home and deposit what we've got, and then just see what else we can do with the farm today. Now, of course, I'm probably going to head back to the desert again later on this week, as I do need to get further into the... oh, hang on, I can't go that way, can I? Dumbass. Yeah, I need to get further down in the cave system of the Skull Caves and get myself a larger quantity of iridium, because, again, that's the main thing I need from there. But I also need to hit floor 100, so that's going to be a little bit of preparation, so I am going to get maybe... ooh... half a dozen, maybe 20, 25 of those. Actually, no, half a dozen isn't enough. That's only 6. So a couple of dozen of the stairways to allow me to drop down further into the systems. That's kind of where I need to go. I'm just going to cut down some of these trees, because actually a little bit more wood isn't going to hurt, because I'm probably going to need a fair bit of it to turn into firewood, essentially, by turning it into coal. As I do need a lot more, sadly, so I can actually keep processing going. Oh goodness, that's very annoying. Right, okay, looks like we're gonna have to cut that out. Might as well smash that up. Is there anything else there? Oh no. Right, so I'm gonna get myself some more wood, some more stuff ready to smelt things. Now, Rasmodius, do I have anything that you'll like in my inventory? I don't know. I have the dewberry that you asked for. There we go, the hot pepper done. And no, I don't have that unlocked. I think I only get that access after the community centre's completed. Oh well. Right, so that's the wizard appeased with a hot pepper, which is a strange concept in the best of times. But then, being able to grow what I can in the house like that every couple of days, being able to harvest a hot pepper or two, means that I can give the gifts of hot peppers to the mayor, keep him happy. I've got strawberries, so I can give Demetrius and Maru happy, even though I don't like either of them as much as I probably could. Well, I like Maru more than I like Demetrius, but I just don't like him, which is awful. Maybe there's just something about his behaviour. I can't be the only one. But that's just how that rolls. Okay, let's mine that through. And we'll chop down this tree as well. And I think that's going to be the harvesting of wood in this area, really. Okay, let's ride on back. Although, to be fair, Maru does have both Mum and Dad in the town. And I can't really say that there are that many people I'd really enjoy as having a mother-in-law, such as Pam, as that would be awful. Again, she's a chronic alcoholic, very angry, aggressive woman. I wouldn't want her as a mother-in-law. So maybe Demetrius isn't really that bad, but nah. Ah well. Okay, so another 3 iridium ore, so that's useful stuff. We'll pop that away. I haven't got enough to make some more, which is a shame. Okay, let's get some more copper on the go, because more of that smelting is kind of the main thing at the moment. We'll just move the horse out of the way, because it's unfortunately in the way. Now, Got some more furnaces, which I can just lay down here in a silly pattern, and then just smelt some more copper. That's kind of what I need right now. There we go. Especially now that I managed to cut down that stupid hardwood tree that I'd accidentally planted right in front of my damn chests. I did feel particularly dense after I realised I'd planted that, but it was very much the, I'm gonna have to wait for it now, aren't I? I don't really have much choice. So yeah, I felt pretty thick. Okay, so I've got over 1,000 wood, so that's a good start. Okay, let's get rid of the things that don't belong in that chest. Redistribute ever so slightly. Okay, so what do and don't I need? Well, I don't need the coral. I don't need the sweet peas. Sea urchins can go away. Pyrite, I've already got that one done. Don't need the pine cone. I'm keeping the fibre, don't worry. Don't worry. The shock and horror on a previous viewer getting the idea that I would dare to donate it and sell it very quickly as a no. Why? Why would you do this to me? Walrus, you're insane. Which I am painfully aware of, that fact. I am quite insane. But oh well, that's how this rolls. Okay, so I've still got loads and loads and loads of other gubbins. So what can I make? Oh, goodness. Rice pudding. I haven't got any rye. Oh, I need some milk as well. That's something I need in the fridge. So maybe over the next couple of days, I'm just going to have to grab milk from the cows and put it in the fridges. Whether I've got space for it is the question, I guess. I think the quest with Gus does give you another mini fridge, so I'll have 3. That should probably do. As long as they're all in the sense that they're all organised in that they actually don't have any duplicates in, I'm sure they'll be okay. But we'll see. Right, so let's smelt some more of that copper. Lovely. So I've got 47 out of 480. Good grief, I need some more. I'm debating whether I should just purchase some as well at the moment. I know it's an expensive thing in the grand scheme of things, but or just keep growing more of the wheat. Oh, goodness, I just don't know what's the most sensible at the moment. Well, either way, it needs to be done. Plant more wheat. I need more. I think that's really what it boils down to. I need more wheat. And where am I going to put it? Let's just put it here because it'll be easy. And we will slap that there. I mean, if I do it this way, I can actually just water the entire lot with a couple of quick bursts. I don't even need the sprinklers, do I? Yeah, that's probably the best way of doing it. I mean, I would like to have them sprinkler systemed, but I already screwed that idea up slightly. Okay, so that's 34 planted, so that's good. What else do I need? Okay, so that's smelted and ready. Okay, thank you, copper bars. Lovely. So another 10 of them. Excellent. Put the iron in such a way as one should. I'm going to make a couple of crab pots. And I'm going to put the iron away in there. I'm going to put the wood back away in the appropriate chest, which is not this one. That's this one. There we go. And what next? Not sure. Well, the crab pots are actually going to go down by the ocean. That's my main aim for those ones, because I haven't got any crab pots on the beach. And I'm aware that some of the other animals, other fish that one can catch from there, such as the lobsters, would be quite nice. And it'd be good to have the other mix of seafood that one can obtain from them. I think that wouldn't be a bad thing, really. And I've got the speed and time to just quickly nip down there on the horse and just really get cracking. And, yeah, just plant them down and then have them all sorted. I mean, they'll be ready in the morning, so that's good. And we'll see what we catch. A couple of lobsters would be nice, because I believe that lobster is actually one of the favourites of Elliot. I believe. Again, I could be wrong, but I think that he's quite fond of lobsters and, oh goodness, pomegranates, I think? It's one of those racking my brain trying to remember things I used to give him. Again, he's not somebody I'm keen on, because I think he's just a pretentious fop. Not fun. But, using the word fop, I did find the hilarious Victorian word fopdoodle for one of my pub quizzes, which means somebody who makes repeated bad choices. That's just me, that is. Especially when I'm playing this. So I think that's going to be us for today. So thank you again for tuning in and watching me. So please do like, share and subscribe if you want to catch more of the walrus doing silly, zany things and listening to my mad voice. And hopefully I will catch you again on the next time the walrus plays Stardew Valley.